In this video, I'm going to explain how to use the high-frequency articulation card. This card is designed to be a follow-up card to the position articulation card. After a child practices target sounds in the initial, medial, and final positions, they are ready for something more challenging. So, we developed the high-frequency articulation card, where we placed a high number of target sounds in every position throughout the sentences. This assures that a child gets enough trials to change a speech pattern and that a child can keep progressing without outgrowing the articulation program. Also, by adding target sounds in mixed positions, you are able to see how successful a child will be using spontaneous speech. The high-frequency articulation card prepares a child to be more successful in using their new speech skills in everyday life as they apply them in all speaking situations. Now, there are a lot of great features on this card, so let's take a look at them. What you noticed right away on the left-hand side of the card are the 11 different target sounds. Each of these 11 sounds have sentences that are packed full of a specific target sound. What this means is that one activity works for 11 different sounds. The next thing I want you to notice are the numbers in parentheses on the right-hand side of the card. These numbers represent how many times a child will say their target sound when they use all of the sentences. Look how high those numbers are. This number can also be used for record keeping because it's easy to tally up how many trials a child has had in a session just by keeping track of how many turns they have taken. Okay, the next feature I want to point out is that this card is multi-leveled. Let's take a look at one of the target sentences closely so you can see what I mean by this. This is the CH target sentence in the baby bird activity. If I was working with a child who was still learning how to say the CH sound, then I would only have them repeat, "I see a bunch of choice eggs. Give me a chance to choose an egg." Now, can you see how I left out a few words and I ignored the rest of the sentences? I selected the sentence or sentences that would fit the child's ability level the best. This is what I mean when I say this articulation card is multi-leveled. You can make the target sentences easy or as difficult as it needs to be in order to challenge the child enough to change speech patterns. If I was working with a child who was more advanced in saying the CH sound, then I would have them say all of the sentences every time. Another thing you could do is have a child repeat a different sentence each time they took a new turn. So for instance, on their first turn, you could have them say, "I see a bunch of choice eggs. Give me a chance to choose a choice egg." And that's all they would say, and then they would get their turn. Then on their next turn, you could ask them to say, "I see a bunch of choice eggs. Which choice egg should I reach for?" So do you see how I moved around and I chose a different sentence? Well, another time you might have them say, "When this choice egg hatches, the cheerful bird will chirp." And then they get their turn. And then maybe on their last turn they say, "Watch me perch this cheerful bird in the itchy nest." So you can tell that there is a wide variety of ways to use these sentences on the high frequency articulation card to meet a child's individual needs. Now, remember that with this articulation card, you can work on multiple sounds or work with multiple students using one activity. This is a big deal. It will save you time and maximize a child's time. If you have a child working on the TH, L, and R sounds, well, they can work on all three sounds using the same activity. You don't have to worry about how to group students because each of them work on their individual goals while in a group setting. So we hope you can see all of the benefits of using our articulation cards and how they keep children challenged and progressing until they master all of their speech sounds. We know that you'll really enjoy this card. It's just terrific. Okay, we will talk about how to use the language skills section on the articulation card in our next video. So we will